Hello, today I want to talk a little bit about walking. Why do I walk? Well, actually there's a bit of a story to it. So come with me and I'll tell you all about it. Now when I was younger, I wasn't a very active person. Cheerful fellas. I spent a lot of time reading, listening to music, watching TV, all those sort of things. Didn't really commit myself to very much physical activity. Played sports as much as I needed to at school, but I didn't pursue it outside of school or follow anything else. Spent a lot of my time doing other things that weren't very physical. I didn't really ever develop a love of physical activity in those early years. I did enjoy being out in the bush, being at parks and different places, but in actually becoming very interested in walking is something that happened later on. As a teenager, I procured some employment. I got my first job at 14 years old. I used to deliver letterbox pamphlets, and that was a good job for me. So as I would walk all around town delivering these pamphlets, I used to walk for kilometres and kilometres. Did it every weekend, every Friday afternoon, every Saturday morning to get rid of all the pamphlets. Some people probably wouldn't enjoy that type of work. You're isolated, it's probably boring and repetitive, but actually that was the moment where I fell in love with walking, and it really became a passion for me in my own funny way. I'd found the physical activity that I really loved, that I really enjoyed. It became a defining moment for me in my life. Now, like many people, probably most people, I struggled a little bit with some mental health issues. I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself, and with low self-esteem, I had some anxiety issues, also some depression, and all of these things come together. I had a lot of complexity in trying to figure out where did I belong, what was my place in the world. You know, being at school was difficult. When I entered the workforce, that was challenging. There's always new rules to learn. And there are spoken rules, written rules that you can understand. Then there's all the unwritten rules, all the things that nobody really tells you. You've just got to figure that stuff out as you go. And it can be complicated. It can be difficult. And I think for most of us, it's tricky. Anyway, one of the things that I noticed early in my life is that when I was walking, it was an ideal opportunity for me to make sense of things. Now, everybody knows there are physical benefits to walking. You know that it's good for your heart, it's good for your fitness, it's good for your blood pressure, and it's good for all the types of diseases that a fellow my size is always liable to get. Physical activity is good for you, and walking is easy on the joints. It's easy to do, it's very accessible. Everybody can do it. Well, when I say everybody, almost everybody. There will be a few folks who can't, but the majority of us can. We can do it. And there's always a level at which you can start walking to build your fitness. Even if you can't walk very far, very fast, carry any weight or anything else, there's a level at which you can start, at which it gets better and gets easier as you go. The thing that a lot of people don't always talk about is the mental health benefits that you get from walking. Now, during my life, I've had my ups and downs with mental health issues, and just like most people, I've had to find ways of dealing with that. And I can draw a very strong correlation between the times when I've walked and my mental health has been better, and the times when I haven't walked and my mental health hasn't been so good. It's not always easy to make sense of things. It's not always easy to find a good path forwards. But every time I prioritise walking and getting my exercise, it makes me happy. It makes me happier, healthier, and stronger and more productive. I can get a lot more done. There doesn't have to be a lot of walking. What all the experts tell us is 30 minutes a day is good enough to get a really good benefit from walking. Now, I sometimes walk a lot more than 30 minutes a day. Sometimes I walk for hours at a time, all day, then the next day. But there's a point at which you can start. There's a point at which you can begin the journey, and it'll make sense. Now, today's a rainy day. You may notice that. But that's not going to stop me going for a walk. It's not going to stop me from getting my exercise. Because it's important to me to do this. And if I don't do it because it's rainy, if I don't do it because it's hot, if I don't do it because it's cold, then my mental health will fade. I fall down in a big heap. And I stop being productive, I stop being useful, and I stop feeling good about myself. When I'm out in the bush by myself, that's where the best benefit is. You really can get such a tremendous relief from the things that go on in the modern world, in our modern life, and all of the problems that we have, all of the scrolling through your phone, all the clicking on things on the internet, you know, looking at the news, looking at all the horrors, all the problems, everything going on. Immersing yourself in that stuff isn't doing you any favours. It certainly doesn't do me any favours. It doesn't do anything good for my mental health. All it does is make me feel worse. So what can I do? I can unplug from all that crap, and I can come outside and I can go for a walk. And I feel better. I'm just looking here. I've come to some blackberry bushes. I'm just looking to see if there's a good one I can pick. We're very late in the season. There's one. That's good. That's really good. Now, I've just been walking at a good clip for about 30 minutes. Going to go home very soon, but I've got 30 minutes of exercise and I've got a little dose of nature in this green space. Now, this is just public parks in the middle of a small town. There are people about, traffic, it's busy, but it's made a huge difference to me. How tremendous is that? Now, when I started this walk, I was a bit agitated, I was a bit unhappy, feeling a bit overwhelmed and a bit stressed by a few things that have gone on in my life lately. Just things that build up and become a little bit difficult to cope with. But now, automatically, by default, I feel 100% better. What a great thing this is. Anyway, that's enough waffling for today. We'll see you in the next adventure. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.